Many runners end up running in zone 3 for too long, and that's problematic because you just start feeling tired all the time, injuries start creeping in, and your performance stagnates. And that happens because zone 3 is a training intensity that's too high for you to keep building volume on. And it means your body doesn't have enough time to recover between sessions. And as you keep accumulating more and more stress, your body will break down or you will be too fatigued to keep going. So you're not really building your aerobic base efficiently. And on the other hand, zone 3 is not intense enough to build your speed and keep improving your VO2 max and lactate threshold. A smarter way to train is to run most of your runs in zone 2. That means easy runs at an easy pace. And it's because zone 2 is an intensity that's easy enough that allows your body to recover well between sessions. So you're actually able to show up for the next session fully recovered and refreshed with energy. And you're able to build volume over time, which is the most effective way to build a solid aerobic base. A good rule of thumb is to run around 80% of your runs in zone 2 and dedicate the remaining 20% to more high intensity stuff like intervals or threshold runs, which are the most effective ways to build up your VO2 max and lactate threshold. And as a result, you'll see that over time, when you stack up enough runs in zone 2, so low intensity, slow runs, coupled with a few high intensity runs here and there, you'll eventually be able to run longer distances faster. The easiest way to do this in practice is to measure your heart rate during your runs. You can either use an optical heart rate sensor, which is something that most running watches like this have, or you could use a chest strap, which will be even more accurate. And you'll want to be around 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate to be in zone 2. And then you, of course, have to do a max heart rate test or estimate it. We can talk more about that in future videos. If you don't have access to any of the tech, don't worry, you can still use something like the talking test. So if you can speak in full sentences when you're running, you're good. But if you can't speak in full sentences, then you need to slow down. As a youngster, I was training for a fast 10K for a long time, but I always had sore Achilles tendons or just small little annoying niggles in my body here and there. And it's because my training intensity was always too high. On the other hand, not high enough to improve my VO2 max or lactate threshold in these things. But yeah, I was chasing a sub 40-minute 10K for many years, and it took way longer than necessary to achieve that because, my training just wasn't optimal at all. And it wasn't until I started studying sports science before I started applying these training principles in my own training and in that of the people that I coach. And it really works. So it may sound counterintuitive, but running slower will actually allow you to run faster. You won't lose any speed by running slower, but you'll finally be able to unlock it. And if you need any help with programming, then have a look at the free Elaborate Runners community. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.